everybody. It's Victoria here from Outdoor-Classrooms.com. I'm thrilled to be here. It's a rainy day out, so we're enjoying the indoors today. So today, we've been having a couple questions about sit spots and creating sit spots in your outdoor classroom. So we're going to talk about sit spots, what they are, and why they are so important. So first of all, the first question is, what is a sit spot? So when you think of a sit spot, if you're an early childhood educator, you might use rug squares in your indoor classroom. So they're very much similar to that, but they're also in terms of if you want children to actually sit on something, you can get sit-upons to have them sit on something. But a sit spot is a place where children can be outdoors, where they can quietly observe nature in either a short amount of time or an extended amount of time. It's a consistent place. So it's a place that they may choose if they are older, or you may choose it for them at the beginning of the year, where they can, again, actively observe nature. So this might be especially during times of COVID, where children go and they can have their mask break. So it might be a designated spot where each child goes. It might be determined if you put a rock there with their name on it, that is self-determined, or it can be a sit spot where they choose themselves, where they walk around and find their sit spot, and that will be their sit spot for the year. But it is a spot where a child sits and they can quietly observe nature. So that is, so imagine that, and even a good practice is, even if you choose to have a sit spot experience, that you too choose a sit spot. So what are the elements that are great for having a sit spot? So, or even introducing sit spots to children. How do you do that? So you might talk about it, or invite children to think about an animal that might be perched on a branch, and what type of animal might that be? And that they are very still, and they kind of move their heads side to side. So can you guess which animal that is? That might be the owl. So the owl is the master of observation. So really thinking about the owl and them becoming owls in their sit spots, and that they are going to become masters of observation in their outdoor spaces. And this really came to be in terms of, it's sort of an introduction to a meditation practice, and also observation during the season. So if you're outside during all the different seasons and all the different weathers, they can actually watch them evolve and change, and so on and so forth. As you develop this practice, it's really key to kind of bring some tools along. So it will help children to stay in their spaces. So inviting them to bring notebooks and crayons or markers and pencils or whatnot to record their observation is a great choice for them. So the next question is, what are the benefits of creating sit spots or introducing sit spots to your children in your outdoor classroom? The list goes on and on and on and on, but I'm just going to name a few. Obviously, it's going to enhance your children's observation skills. They are going to completely, by really, and beginning, that might be the beginning of the year, it's a very small time that they spend in their sit spots. But again, with COVID, it might be a wonderful time where they can take a mask break and sit and watch. They are also reflecting on new sensations. are the bird song and the breeze, the wind, the insects, even the temperature of the wind. It might be warm initially, but as the season progresses into winter, that wind might change. The speed of the wind, the sound of the birds. What different do you go to your sit spot during different times of the day? So in the morning, the birds are quite beautiful and they sing and wake us up, but they might be quieter if you go to your sit spot at a different time of day. Are there insects near your children's sit spot? Excuse me. So all of this is helping children kind of explore the rhythm of nature. And I love thinking that once they take a pause and a breath, they'll soon begin to hear the whispers of nature, and that the nature will start telling them a story. And this is where that connection starts to happen. And it really happens when we are able to pause and allow them to just sit and be. So our next question is, how do we find sit spots for children? Can we do that with young children? So really, again, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can invite children to walk around, and they might be able to just plop themselves down and say, okay, this is my spot. Again, like I said earlier, you can actually have names on rocks and have them sit in that sit spot. Some programs have had them have children sit on buckets or logs. They might find a good tree to lean back on. That might be a great sit spot. It might be great to find a good view, in terms of where that can be. So again, playing around with your group and your age group, what's appropriate is going to be different for everybody. But to do that, to the next question is, or just statement, is to practice. Really, it's going to maybe difficult at first for children just to sit and be and observe. That's going to be hard. So you might just start with a few minutes. And again, what we mentioned earlier in terms of trying to refocus children, but having a signal in terms of, okay, it's time to go to our sit spots. Bring your nature journal once you're done observing. And really inviting children to tap into their five senses. What are they smelling? What are they hearing? What are they seeing? All of that. If can you taste in your sit spot? I don't know. Let's figure that out. Asking these type of questions. So today, again, we talk about our sit spots, creating sit spots. Do we need to invite children to make sit-upons, to sit in our sit spots? So asking these questions: what is a sit spot? We ask the question, what are the benefits of a sit spot? We ask the question, how do you find your sit spot? How do you establish your sit spot with children? And what happened? Oh, another question. What happens when we have limited access to nature and we can't necessarily go outside, and we don't have a lot of nature in your area? So you might either want to visit an area, or if you might want to go to a playground, and not a play, that might have more nature than your outdoor space. You can even create sit spots at a window and looking out. So really thinking about how to access nature. Again, if you don't have a lot of nature, you can add plants in a pot, and that can be, simply sitting next to 3 different pots, things like that. So really becoming, thinking outside of the box and how to do that. But the most important thing is to create a sit spot for your children, for your class. Invite them to observe nature as if they were an owl, and to really create that and establish that relationship with nature. So just a quick tip and trick for really enhancing your outdoor space. Let us know how it goes. Take a picture of your children in a sit spot, put it in the comments. That would be awesome. And let us know how your back to school is going. And I think I have my teacup here somewhere. And just want to toast to you. Have a wonderful day and enjoy. And let us know again in the comments if you have any additional questions. We will be hosting a 5-day challenge coming up in October. I believe that is October 4th. We will be having a kind of a back to school outdoor classrooms challenge. And then the following week, we're going to be opening the doors to our live outdoor teaching boot camp. We're going to be doing it live this time. So keep an eye out for that, but enjoy all of this goodness before we get there. And sign up for that waiting list, and I'll put the links below. So enjoy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.